QuoteSoft Duct 4.0 training videos, Introduction to Takeoff. As shown in the program overview video, scaling and taking off ductwork items in Duct 4.0 is the same as using Legacy. Simply pan or zoom to the system in which you wanted to start your takeoff and select your first item. For this particular case, we will use a flex connection size 1412. Selecting the flex connector in the rectangular palette will then show it to you on the screen above. You can then set your dimensions by clicking in the entry palette. Placing the item on the plan file will then automatically continue the same color and scope information from the previously used item. If you wish to change it beforehand, simply change the color by using the color palette and also change the scope information. In this case, we will change to Classroom 2 and go back to the supply and then place the first item. The second item will be straight duct. Selecting the duct will give you the cursor for scaling. Click the beginning of the run. While scaling, you'll notice that the feet and inches are changing in the item image. Simply click to end the run. Click to begin the new run and pull the mouse across and click the end run again. You'll notice when scaling, standard lengths and non-standard lengths are being split into two duct runs in the audit trail. If you zoom in, you can also see this with the annotations. Clicking the select button will allow you to select the annotations that you've placed. I will select the standard length run. When selected, if you look at the audit trail, you can see this is the standard length run. It is a total of 3 standard lengths of 14 by 12, which is 14 feet 9 inches. There is a non-standard length immediately following. Selecting it will update the information. You can see this is one standard length of 5 inches. You'll notice that when I place fittings, they have a colored background which matches that of the active color. So if I select the elbow and place the stamp, you'll see that it has a green active background. If I click select, click on the elbow, I can change the background color and it will update with it. The background colors are transparent so that they will update to the selected color that you have for your system. I can then pan across and continue with my takeoff. Selecting a two-way transition will automatically select the width on the outlet side. The inlet side is filled with the previous dimensions, so all you have to worry about putting in is what sizes you're going to. In this case, 10 by 12. Place the item on the plan file and select the next run, which would be duct. Click the beginning and you'll see that the feet and inches are highlighted, as well as the standard and non-standard count in the item details information. Select the end of the run, and it will split it into 2 runs into the audit trail. Go ahead and place your end cap at the end, and you've completed the duct run on the supply side. Now we can take off the accessories. The accessories all come from the catalog items palette. In the catalog's item palette, you'll find the HVAC duct products. Within that, an accessory snap-lock file. You have all of the different groups that were available in the legacy software. Adjustable 90 aluminum flex up, conical adhesive takeoff, conical spin-in with damper. By selecting these, you'll then get an item list. Also, the picture will update. You can also create bookmarks that go directly to an item. Instructions on how to use bookmarks will be further down on the page in the advanced takeoff. I've already created a handful of bookmarks to make it quicker for us to take off accessory items. We'll start with the conical spin-in with damper. I'll select it, and the first thing you have to do is put in the starting diameter. In this case, I'll use 10 inch. Now you can place the item on your plan file and keep moving from location to location and placing the item and then select your next item. We'll use snap block pipe. You'll notice that the 10-inch diameter was automatically carried over for me. Standard length of 5 foot. Scale the duct run, move to the next one, and move on to the next item, flex duct. Select the flex duct in the palette and place it where you want to have it. Next up would be a lay-in diffuser. Select the diameter that you want to use and place it over the symbol on your plan file. Going to roll the mouse wheel so I can zoom out and double check and make sure I have all of the supply side, which I do. Now it's time to start the return. In order to do this, I need to select the very first item. So the first item is going to be another flex connection, 34 by 16. Select the item in the rectangular palette and change the dimensions. I can then change my active color as well as my scope information. I'll change to yellow and update the scope to say return for the system. Place the item where I want it to appear on the plan file. Now scale the ductwork. Continuing with the same methods that I used before, I can quickly go through and do this takeoff. All of the items that are available in legacy ductwork are going to be available to you in Duct 4.0 Takeoff. Volume dampers, as well as taps, all should be available, and scaling ductwork should use the same methods as it did before. When you have all of your items taken off, you can quickly glance at it in your audit trail, select an item, and you'll notice that it highlights it on the plan file. It was highlighted there. A feature that's new to the Duct 4.0 Takeoff program is the ability to add scope fields on the fly. Let me show you how to do that. I would like to add a fourth field called area, and then break each of these up by their classroom, so I don't have to just use the subzone. To do that, go to the Edit drop-down menu, select Workstation Options. From here you can go to the System tab and set your custom fields. You can see that I already have 3 custom scope fields set up. I'm going to add a fourth. Type in what I want the label to be, and then click OK. Now hit Save Changes. You can see in the scope window, if I slide the components down slightly, we have a new field called Area. So I want to update the system that I just took off to say Classroom 002. Using Select, I'm going to drag a box around all of the items that I've taken off and right-click anywhere inside the box that's drawn around those items. Choose Global Edit. What I want to do at this point now is add in what I want the area to be. After typing in what you want the area tag to be, you can then hit Save Changes at the bottom, and your items will be updated. Now you can see in the area field, Classroom 2 has been applied to all these items. If we do a pan down to the first system we took off, I can do the same thing. Select all these items, right-click Global Edit, and change the area to read Classroom 001. Now clicking Save Changes will update all of those items as well. You can also make all of the usual changes within the Global Edit as you could with the Global Wizard in the legacy software. Right-click these items and choose Global Edit. And instead of making a change to scope information, I'm actually going to click the rectangular tab at the top. This will allow me to make changes to the components individually. For example, I'm going to go ahead and change all of the hangers on the rectangular items over to be 3/8 rod and 1 5/8 unistrut. Of course, at the same time, I want to change the connector, and I want to change that connector over to a 3/8 beam clamp. By hitting Save Changes at the bottom, I will be able to validate all of the changes that I have made by selecting the items and looking at the hanger that was applied to that item. I can also use the audit trail and scroll over to the side and look for the hanger column, and I'll be able to validate that the items actually got the hanger added to them. Remember, the audit trail can be customized, and you can add or take away columns as you so choose. So you can see the item that has been selected is using 3/8 rod and 1 5/8 unistrut and a 3/8 beam clamp. Global Edit, which was the global wizard in the legacy software, is a very powerful tool to allow you to make the changes after you've already done your takeoff. This would conclude the introductory video to Takeoff.